I'll go with one of my questions, which is about like something rather interesting about like the more interesting or innovative projects that you have worked on. Can you share like an experience or something that you think that is very interesting and you really enjoy doing that? It can
Yes.
be a job.
There's definitely several. One of them, I had the opportunity to do a firewall upgrade for a very big provider in Canada. This is when just the iPhones came in, and we needed to prepare the infrastructure for the iPhone, and we needed to design the new firewalls, the new system architecture, failovers, how it's going to work, and the expected throughput of the firewalls. And it was very interesting from the architecture perspective, from a design perspective, but also from testing perspective. Because when you test such systems, it could be, oh, is the police working over the phone? Can I call the ambulance? Can I order ticket to the cinema? Like a variety of stuff that the internet and it's actually more the cellular provider need to test that you not test in a regular environment, because all the traffic that's coming from your phone, Android, iPhone, was going through the firewalls back in the days. This is one very interesting project where I learned a lot, because the type of traffic, the type of packets are a bit different. The type of load is a bit different. There's quite a lot of small packets. So it's mean creating much more pressure on the firewalls. So here's an interesting part that maybe you guys learned or not. Do you guys know how NAT work? NAT, network address translation? I'm sure you guys learned it. So think about this. When you go to the internet from your home network or from the office, you have an external IP. And everybody that's coming internally are hiding behind this IP. And this network address translation, like if you guys can put in the chat, if you're familiar with NAT or not, it will help as well and navigate this conversation. So everybody that's coming behind this firewall will have to hide behind the firewall IP. And the firewall creating a NAT table for every IP that's hiding behind this. So if you are 87 people on the call right now, whatever, how many people I have, I'm not sure exactly, we're going to have 60, 50 entries on the firewall. And the way it's done, we're using ports. So how many ports are existing? 65,000. What happened if you have more than 65,000 internal IPs? You run out of ports for the table. This was quite interesting because in theory, I knew about this. In practicality, you don't see this problem very often because you don't have so many people. So in this particular case, because it was a network provider, a cellular provider, we had, I think during this time, 200, 500 people. So we reached this maximum very, very fast. And we learned that we need to create multiple external IPs and segregate them. We're talking about more than 12, 14 years ago. We need to segregate them to groups of 65,000 to not have this problem and run out of translation tables. This was very interesting and a lot of lessons learned. And it's actually quite a cool questions because NAT is very important. If you're familiar with IPv6, IPv6 started a long time ago, and everybody was saying, oh my God, we're going to run out of IPs, everybody have to move to IPv6. But in reality, nobody talks about it anymore right now because we're all doing network translation, and this is why we can survive and live. And it's very important when you do networking and firewalls to understand how it's actually working. This is one project. Another project, I was architecting a DLP, data leakage prevention system for a bank that included network DLP, endpoint DLP, email DLP, monitor DLP. And it was quite a journey to learn about all the problems, all the throughputs, how we find the traffic, how we match the patterns to find the correct information and design, and the issues we had with load balancing, with the amount of throughput we can get on a DLP box, and how we can manipulate this. There's actually quite a lot of projects, but this is kind of one of the two just came to my mind.